the saddle, it's a little hard to tell because it has this rounded skirt, but she's real hollow behind her shoulders. Mm-hmm. So everything just goes forward like that. And see, she's gonna shake her head and she won't like this. So when the horse is hollow and tightened, they get really tight across their ribs. Then when we go to put the girth on, everything's tight. The saddle's not particularly comfortable. She's already a little ouchy in her back. And then you put this on and she's just anticipating it's gonna hurt. So.
And I will say 3 out of our 4 mares complain when people get on or off.
Mm-hmm. They hurt.
Yeah, I think when you're putting weight forward.
Yeah.
And even with the mounting block, they complain.
Yeah, so a lot of people aren't great at getting on. And it puts a lot of strain right there. And even with the mounting block, they're putting all this weight right here. See how she had to shift? Good girl. Good girl. Like she could have decided to want to bite Rachel right there, but I always try and convey to the horse when I'm doing any of this that I have their best interest in mind, that I'm here to help them. I really think they pick up on that because you're looking and you're doing it different and you tell them, you're going to figure it out. So balance-wise, it's hard to see this, but the seat is up a bit high, right? And it's rocking right here. These are things as you're looking at fits in the future and the horses change, I want you to see. I'm going to stand on the other side so you can watch this happen.
She's so
This is what balance would look like. So this is almost touching her withers right now. That's balance. That's level. So the pocket's back here. This is as important for your riders, right? So the people who are doing your therapeutic riding aren't falling forwards and losing balance. So this is level, right? That's a good position. Did you get that, Karen?
Yeah, and stand up and get that straight on, Peyton, on video. Can you show the before and after? So this is level, and that's how the saddle's currently sitting.
Pops up and everything's rocking right here in her hollow place, right? So now somebody goes to get on and they're sitting heavy left. Oh, you're being a good girl. Okay? So desperately deep and unbalanced, right? Wants to rock. Right across here, which is right at the base of her withers. So this is level.
Whoa.
You guys want to come see how big the gap is?
See this gap?
That's
Go
dramatic.
film the gap, Peyton.
I didn't see the gap.
Very coming to see you.
You're the good girl.
That's amazing. Oh, sorry.
Thanks for being the videographer, Peyton.
Of course.
Jordan.
Yeah, that's a huge difference, isn't
Yeah.
Maiden is being so big. You can really see how sensitive she is whenever you let it lay, how it would naturally lay. Her head
and then you
is...
go to girth it up. All this pressure, the saddle's even worked itself back.
Right.
So when they're downhill like that, they want to keep doing this.
Yeah.
Now, the girth's like this, and everything, every stride is just all the pressures right there. So let's get one of your typical pads. We'll just do.
What I'm also going to do is grab a saddle that we use with her a lot and check and see how that one is also.
Okay, this looks like an old Simcoe. What is it? Or an old Preferred. I don't know what it is. It's not on the hang tag. So this is also on an old. Oh, it's right here. It's a Texas West. Okay. So this is also on a Little Wonder old rawhide tree. A different rawhide tree than what's in that one. So when I'm helping these horses relearn about their saddle fit, she's like, Rhonda,
No, please.
Yeah, she's like, oh.
If I don't look at it,
Her ears are matte.
And I'm gonna let her know I'm gonna be really kind and I'm gonna set it on her nice. We're just learning, girlfriend.
Her ears are
Oh, Maiden.
You're okay. I know you're mad, but you're okay.
You're a good girl. So this one, you can see is already sitting more level on her. It's a
Yeah.
completely different tree than what's in that one. This vintage of saddle versus that vintage of saddle, everything changed. The shape of the front end, the horn, the cantle, where they put the rigging.
It's a
It's a
square.
much narrower tree. So it's sitting up on her, but still there's a gap there. So what's going to happen here is we have this gap. The saddle sits more square, and we've got contact all the way through here, which is good. Although the bars are pretty narrow, I get a lot of pressure up here on her back. But this rigging is a lot further back, probably better, but when I go to pretend I'm tightening it, the bars are very straight, so I get a lot of pressure right there. But it sits up a lot better. You're no longer in the camera. It sits up a lot better than the other one. Yeah, so what happens is the very top of the bar, let's just walk her this way. We'll just bring her all the way around and face her back that way. Well, it's pretty good. You could walk a circle and the saddle didn't go anywhere.
Yeah, that's true. That's really good.
But still, those narrow withers are hard to fit. One of my tests will always be, she's got a lot of wither, like it's not going anywhere, but it's so locked into the sides of her shoulders. And already, this is pushing into the back of her shoulder because those bars are so straight.
Will you show on the saddle what a bars are?
Yeah.
Since not even
So, when we look at a saddle, you can see the inside of the tree right here. This is another injection molded rawhide tree. So the saddle has, you might want to get closer, Peyton. You can see the bar right there, and the stirrup leather goes around it. The bar goes from here in front. You can see the opening right there because they didn't cover it on this saddle. And it goes all the way to back here. So that's your weight bearing surface. I'll bring a bare tree tomorrow if any of you come back when I do this. So you've got this flat bar here, one on each side, that's connected by what they call the fork. So the bars attach here and the seat joins them back here. And then they put a strainer that goes the whole way in between to make the area for the seat. So you've got one bar here, you can see it, and one bar here. This is actually, for the day, this was had more spread to go over the horse's shoulders. Your horse's body forms a triangle, you know, right up there at the withers. So what does that triangle look like? Some horses these days are real round and they don't have withers. She has a lot of wither and she's older, so she doesn't have a lot of muscle there. And her shoulder blades kind of stick out because she's hollowing herself out. I'm going to lift her up for a second. Hold on, girlie. I'll do it from this side. Okay, Rachel, be careful. She may not like this. So I'm going to touch her here.
Wow. Yeah. See that?
Yeah. So this would be her. Yeah, that's hard for her. And her vertebra here stand up a little bit. She's just kind of missing some muscle, so her whole back is pretty tight. All the muscles all through here where she gets girth, it's not over time, they've just gotten really tight. And where she wants to, where she's sore here, she just tightened up her whole back. Sorry, girl, I'm just showing them. Yeah, see that?
Yeah.
When I push right there, and that's where the saddle has wanted to pivot when it falls down, and that's why she gets so upset. She's so sore right there. Some horses you could just bring her in a circle back around, Rachel. For some horses, it's age and the saddle fit that they got really, really sore right there. Some horses, the spines actually come together and they get kissing spines. Yeah, the last horse I saw before I came here is a saddlebred, and probably pretty sure with what he does, he's got kissing spines. So the long vertebral processes, as the horse hollows, it's like a bridge that's collapsing. They come together and touch and get arthritic. So, arthritis is always a concern in all horses. Just like people, we age and our bones change and our muscles respond to that. So I'm always considering that. Do some of these horses get like daily equiox, or is she one of them?
No, but she
Might really help her. So again, I'm always really careful. I have to make sure it doesn't sound like I'm making a diagnosis. But when I do saddle fits, I'm always advising people, you can talk to Yvette about that. But she has enough discomfort there. And she stands very square, and her joints and everything look very clean. Horses can have joint issues as they age, so when they move, they tighten up to kind of help bring their limbs forward. That comes from arthritis. She just stands pretty nice and square, looks pretty good. I'm gonna say a lot of this could come from saddle fit, because on her, everything wants to drop in right here, and her spine sticks up a lot there, and everything has wanted to pivot and fall down because she's pretty narrow right here. So, then yes ma'am.
Sorry, I don't want to interrupt you. Well, I'm just curious, in addition to getting her in a well-fitting saddle, and I know you're not wanting to give like veterinary advice, but is there a particular stretch or like chiropractic solution to her pain, or is it chronic just from?
Well, it's hard because she's older, right?
Right.
And your body kind of gets work hardened. So those are really good questions. People want to go chiropractic right away. I love chiropractic. It's expensive for what it would do. She's got soft tissue patterns, a lifetime of muscle patterns, and she's not particularly strong right now. You guys are probably coming back from a winter of being off, right? So the horses really aren't very fit. I work with a chiropractor all the time, a veterinary chiropractor. We team up on the horses. And when the horses aren't fit, he doesn't even really want to work on them unless they've got a big problem. Over the years, I think it's great that people want to use chiropractic on horses, but they're big. She's older. She's weak right now, and saddle fit for me has probably been one of her primary problems. So if you don't change that, you can adjust them every week. And would that change her pain pattern in her sternum and her withers right there? Probably not. That lift that I was doing that she got so grumpy about, she needs those every day. Okay. Because she's like this, and she needs to be here.
Yeah, that was my other question.
Can you show us on this side what you were doing, that lift?
Actually be easier if you watched me from the other side.
Okay.
So you just watch. You're going to see where my fingers are. Oh, you're good. You're good. So she's low. So you can just stay right there. You're going to see where my fingers are. My body won't be in the way.
Okay.
So she's low here. She's also very reactive. So I have to be really careful because she'd like to bite somebody when I do this, and she might try and kick me. So I always approach this with caution. So I'll be way up here at the shoulder, and I'll reach, and I'm directly below her spine. So I'm on the linea. So the back of the sternum's right here, and I'm just going to touch her and wiggle that a little bit. See where my fingers are?
Yeah.
Can you see them?
Yep.
So I just find that groove that's opposite the spine, right? This is where she's the most hollow. See how she flexed her muscles up here? So when I do this, I just find my midline, and I'm just gonna, some horses I use something sharper. Oh, good girl. So I'm just stimulating and coming forward. So I brought it forward because these vertebrae are laying down this way. They need to come back up and stand up. So I'm going to bring them this way. See how they're standing up?
Yeah.
Good girl. And then I'll pat her. So, oh, good girl. Good girl.
Are you just using your fingertips?
Yeah. Every horse is different. And she's got one side of her pelvis. You might be able to see that, Peyton. I'm not sure if it comes through on the phone. This side is a little higher than this side, this bone. You might be able to see it from right back here. Her hair even stands up a little bit more.
Yeah,
this
you can
bone
see
is
it.
higher than this one. So when I palpate her, this tuber sacrale moves. I'm going to go behind you. And this one sticks up. This side of her pelvis doesn't move. So that could be some body work and some chiropractic, right? I've got exercises for all these things, but for whatever reason, this side moves, but this side does not. It's more fixed. So I do some exercises for that. I'm going to gently see if she has any lift left in her. Be very careful because their muscles in their back can hurt. She's got some age on her, right? Good girl. That's all I'm asking for right there. And then I'm going to lift her again.
Oh, you feel left out.
Good girl. A lot of these horses really benefit from tail pulls.
But Rhonda, can you do the one you were doing, what do you call it, the lift?
The belly lift?
That's further forward than I've done. And usually it's further back on the middle of the barrel, but usually it should be closer.
Yeah, because where is she hollow?
Okay, so based on where the horse is hollow is where you.
Yes,
Directly
she's
in the
hollow
spine area.
here. So
Yeah.
I need to activate that. I will walk myself back here, right? And then come all the way up. But her problem is her collapse right in here.
Yeah.
I go all the way through the front legs. And I'll have horses whose withers have sunk and they're almost level with their shoulder blades. So I ask those withers to come up from the sternum. Yeah.
Wow, you were really forward with that. That's crazy.
Yeah, I do like this.
Yeah. I need to know how to do that too. I agree.
Ditto. Oh, that's interesting. Hey, Peyton, come back here. After doing that a little bit,
She's straight now.
she's a
Oh,
little
yeah.
more even. I don't know if it shows up there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, she's got a little bit mobility there.
It's clean. I went already. But it's looking for
Oh, good girl. Okay, so saddle pad.
But do you want to show the tail pull officially though? So I want to see your version.
Oh, we can do that later.
Okay.
It's not a big deal. Her back looks better right now.
I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So we have a massager that has the 6 nodules. You know, it's just good for.
Yeah.
I mean, would she benefit at all? We want to make her
It
feel
helps.
better, or
It can help. She may not like it.
okay. This is one that really doesn't like it. She hasn't minded it. So
Okay.
They all like it on their hamstrings.
So these are reasonable because they're shaped like the horse. So I know. We need to talk about it.
So rude.
Just for a second. You're doing good, but I'm gonna have a little chit chat with her. She can have an opinion, right? So interesting. Sometimes the horses who've gotten saddle sore, their backs are sore, right? I'll do things over again, just like they're a colt. And just say, hey, you can have an opinion, but if you're gonna reach out towards me, you're gonna run into an elbow or whatever, you can talk to me about it. I'll be reasonable. And then usually they'll let
look
down
and
a
chew
little
and
bit.
process.
Pardon?
So she's looking and chewing and processing. It's not so bad.
Yeah. Sometimes I gotta help process something, especially if I'm trying to change it up, where I hope it's not gonna hurt for them. If I don't do something like this, they're just gonna stay in that same mode. So I have to do something to help break the cycle, if that makes sense. Especially if I think I've got, okay now,
Yeah.
good girl. I'm gonna pass her back to you, Rachel. So I know this pad doesn't have enough. When I look, I'm glad it's got the lift, but you can already see from use, it's got nothing here. That's just dead. You can see that it contours to her body, but this is just maybe that thick. So just for grins, I know that saddle will fall down. I haven't tried this yet. I got this so I can help people with pads that I couldn't put shims on. So this can go over the top and it's shaped, and it came with felt shims. I can put my foam in there, but as something like that you guys could throw on a lot of saddles and wash.
Yeah.
It can just, so I'll let her see it again. Very mad, it's okay. So I'll let her own it, right? I'll let her own it. And just help her with that. This could work really cool for you guys.
Yeah.
Probably because of where they put this shim, that's why it could work. Now on her, I might have to take this out, but I'll take it gives her some more padding, because that one isn't enough. That Rainsman just is not enough. So.
Oh, they're so old too. I mean, they're just like a saddle sheet, not a saddle pad.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if I could have something like this, right, that changed that and made your pads more functional. I paid too much for this one. I did a knee-jerk reaction. I found it on eBay and bought it, and my other customer got it on State Line for probably $20 less, because I ended up paying like $18 shipping. All right. I am pretty excited.
Look at that. It's
about
like,
this.
it's not tipped forward hardly at all.
Yeah,
No. Yeah, it's level.
That's crazy.
I might not even need that rear shim, but this lines up really good for like a saddle this size.
Yeah. Which a lot of our students, I mean, again, our students only ride in saddles the last night, but it's our volunteers who are exercising in saddles, so.
Yeah, so this would give more support, and it's got the contour, and you can easily pull shims in and out. And I could make other shims out of colored foams that could be keyed, they're shaped to each pocket. I could cut them to the pockets, and this just has felt in there for now, but that fits surprisingly well.
Look at that, it's a totally different saddle. The way it's sitting.
Yeah. So now she doesn't have any pressure here. So I'm gonna feel up, and Peyton, if you wanna look at this right here, I'll reach under this part of the saddle right here. So I'll make sure all this is lifted up, and I've got room in here now. Even if I push down and pretend like I'm girthing up, I might, just for grins, and then take out the back shim.
She's not mad at it.
That last shim, that kind of does okay. And then these might be too thick for a lot of horses. I might just have to put a foam one in there. We'd have to,
In the middle pockets?
yeah,
Okay.
front and middle,
Okay.
yeah. So the back can really come down then and give even a little bit better balance. But you can see just how fast and easy that would be to change something. These are a little thick, but these will also mash down. That's a bighorn.
Yeah, can we try the big
Yep.
horn too, just quick like?
I hope this is helping. I hope it's making sense.
Yeah.
Like the visual. It just takes some horses some time. They're going through it. They almost always
Most of the horses I work on have some other issues going on, so
Sure.
I was trying to sort
And our
through it.
biggest challenge is that we don't take the time for the tacking part, because we're always in a hurry to get ready, get them saddled, get the shoes on.
That's hard because
You
then
know.
the horse gets worse and worse.
Exactly.
So, yeah, helping a horse get through this.
And I love this. Link to the saddle pad, we're gonna try it again. Oh, you're still putting yours back at the saddle pad, we're gonna try it again. I
Well,
love that.
She's had a process that's hurt.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to rebuild her
Yeah, and
process
it didn't take her
and
long.
show her that it could be better. I want her to think about what I'm talking about, right? And show me, is it different? Because she's pretty sure everything's gonna be really bad. So when we get in that mode, we stay in that mode. And then that sets her whole nervous system, sets the nervous system for everybody who's working with her, and she gets pretty defensive. So can I help her shift and get out of sympathetic to, oh, I feel okay, and let down? Because the more a horse stays in the nervous side, the more cortisol, the more adrenaline, the more they hurt, just like people. So, yeah, if I can just help shift that with, that's why I always say it's horsemanship first, and everything is a piece of the horsemanship. Yeah, that.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, what a difference. Just that shim makes all the difference.
2 shims in there with this nice little thin. When I saw this, I've been looking for something like this forever.
Yeah.
Normally I'm referring people to thin line pads. The pads I have for my horses are over $400 a piece. They're sheepskin with thin line, and then I build custom shims inside that out of foam, and then I put my Navajo blanket over the top.
Wow.
And that's what I do for a lot of people, but that's not in most people's budgets. It's not really in mine. But I do this for a living, so I always try and bring other things along to make layers or try and solve problems reasonably. And this is probably one of the most reasonable little solutions. I've always been like, okay, I have no pockets. There's no way I can Velcro shim to the top of this felt pad.
Yeah.
And like the really smooth felts, like the other pad that was out earlier, I can't stick anything on top of that either. I always put Velcro on these things and then put them where the horse needs it to put muscle where they don't have it. But I was thrilled when I found that.
Yeah.
I'm excited. And what they did was they moved them back to here where they needed to be. A lot of the pads that have a buildup, it's all right here, and it's on top of the shoulder blade.
It's not where the hollow spot is.
Yeah, it's too far forward. So, and I've got and then I always pull this up. And then if we needed to, custom foam could be made for some of these. So
Yeah, we'll look at Belle tomorrow and see what
that's
we can
pretty
do for
exciting.
Belle, because she's
So-
got a
Very
big
exciting.
sway back.
this, if you guys want to feel this, granted we don't have a rider, but the front of this could even use a little more shim in the bottom, and sometimes I make a half a shim to go down here where the bar spread. This right here is too wide. This Saddle King even feels a little wider than the other one.
Okay.
But I customized shims, but this pad's pretty wore out. There are thicker ones, you know, maybe, but for an easy solution, I'm pretty happy with this.
Yeah, well, the flexibility that we need, that's why that's crazy great, because
Yeah,
it's just
we've
like
got good
different horses,
contact here.
different saddles, like
Yeah.
to be able to have flexibility with that is awesome.
Yeah, I'm putting muscle where she doesn't have it. The cool part is if a horse changes or you use it on a different horse, you know, maybe a couple of these for the amount of people you've got riding around at a time, and you put their name on them with a tag or a Sharpie or something. I have a silver Sharpie I use. This one is still just a tad downhill, but it slid back just a little bit. But when the saddle is level, then the rigging really lines up in a much better place. Let's pretend for a moment the saddle isn't level. You see what happens. You get that angle, and everything digs. And now she's got enough padding, she's not even noticing.
Complaining.
That's
Good
awesome.
girl.
I know, good girl. We love you. Good girl.
Look what I'm
Yes,
touching.
Good girl. You got her
Her
head
head, her
down.
pole.
Yes, here my hand is.
That's a good girl.
I don't think it's all the way gone, but She was a little worried being in the back corner, but this is all softer right in here. Beautiful girl.
Yeah, that's great.
Is there any like exercises to build shoulder muscle that you like want us to be doing?
Oh, so number one, it's not just her shoulder, it's the space behind her wither. That's you right here. Imagine if you're all hollowed out. So do this. Okay, what would fix that? Your sternum comes up. Your back comes up because you're the horse, right? If you go around like this, the number one thing I have to fix is why do you carry yourself in that posture? That's the horse's posture, right? It's all stuck. So how do I break that loose and, so there's some circle stretches and things like that, but then I have to ride them that way. So it's not about, yes, she's missing some muscle there, but it's because she did that and it's all tense. So we have to get it put back, and then it's the riding. She's also got a lot of age on her, so it's very hard for her to put muscle back on. Like, I'm 62 and I have to eat, they want me to eat between like 110 and 150 grams of protein a day. I'm lucky if I get to 90, because by the time you hit about 35, exponentially your body is losing muscle every year. Horses are the same. So her body's ability to put it back has greatly diminished at her age. You gotta check her teeth first. Oh, yeah. See, I told you, they know.
Oh, they know.
They know. I used to think I was goofy thinking that, but they know. Yeah. I just offer them the chance to change. I always say I'm going to show them something. So I took back the lead rope from you, Rachel. You are being nice and you're wanting me to be safe. But then I had to have a different conversation with her and say, you need to just give me a moment. I know you've hurt. I'm going to show you something different. And then I just gave her the freedom to move my way. I just kind of let her run into my hand and said, just pause, reset. I'm going to try something different for you and let her think about it. And she certainly has. Her head's lower.
Oh, she seems so appreciative.
She does. She really does.
Okay. She's not putting her head up, so I'm just going to gently ask with a little pull pressure there.
Where you been all my life?
There we go.
Wow.
Oh, Maiden. Good girl.
Yeah, so I hope that made sense. So I just put that rope on my arm and said, you can come my way, but I can see here and here. I'm going to set the equipment on. I'm just going to let you run into my hand, and then we're going to do a reset. We're going to think about it again, right? Instead of just kind of hustling past the bad spot and her going, because every time she braces, you've asked a really good question, how else do we fix that? If we don't address the behavior or the fit, she's going to brace over and over and over every single time. And every time she does that and tenses up with a rider, that program goes right back into her body. So everything that you did in the beginning or everything that you did to try and loosen her up, you put $1 in the good jar and you took it out and put it in the tight jar. So you're not making any progress. I want to put all my deposits in the good jar. So there are riding things that you can do, and there are things I do in horses to help them build this. But number one is getting her to feel soft again, doing the lifts, getting her back loosened up prior. Then she's going to move better during the session, and that's going to help her get better too. And then sometimes they need a little extra supplement or whatever that with amino acids. It's like, see, you're drinking Ensure. I don't drink that, but I drink some other protein drinks. Some horses need additional amino acids in their diet to maintain not just calories, but to build the tissue back. Anyway, that was pretty cool.
We want to try and do another horse.